advantage of the mismatches and get the ball in their hands.
Nick Marsh will get into this one for Utah, and we are underway. Washington receiving the kick. J. Don Mickens spinning and is pulled down. Price, the junior from Compton, California. Fakes the handoff, rolls out, looks right, throwing left, flushed out of the pocket, on the run, flicks it to the near side, and Utah gets 15 now for the Huskies. Taylor in motion. Price back to throw, pressured, lobs it out left side, and 13. Mickens, the man in motion, across the middle. Price has other ideas, far sideline, looking to case it. 25. Utah winless on the road this year. This punt wobbles down to the 35-yard line, and that's where the aroused here in Seattle at CenturyLink. Wilson will take it. Here's the handoff to John White, and why not?
Freshman.
Scott and Anderson flank to the near side, man in motion. Here's Wilson rolling out. Underthrows White, makes a nice catch. Good 3rd and 3. Wilson in the gun. Back to pass, looks middle, plenty of time. Finds a man across the middle, complete to Matthews, who's run out of offense. Yeah, it's a good icebreaker for Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator, and his young quarterback Wilson on the handoff. Utah's had difficulties with quarterbacking this year. Obviously, the injury to Jordan Wynn. John Hayes stepped to wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right. For Wilson, back to throw. Shovels a forward handoff intended for White. It got by him. It's loose and appears to be recovered by Washington. Hackett will hang this one high into the air and try to place it inside the 20, and he does. Bronze lost it.
Has to be among the top few players in the country.
Keith Price will get it started. Turns the handoff, bouncing outside with a big gain. Him to be the understudy behind Jesse Collier until Collier went out with an ACL tear in the first game of the year against San Diego State, opening the door to Sankey. We played in the moment. Really impressed as we watched that game. Why not go to Sankey? Gains a 15 and 17, and this time he was workmanlike last year and had a tremendous year for the Huskies. Price throws out right side, leaping grab. What a catch that was.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 19 on the offense.
55 yards on the ground coming into the game. Price back to throw. Pump fakes, looking long here to the near sideline. Has a man wide open, but that is underthrown. Oh, Travis Coons will again punt it away for Washington. No score here. Henderson makes the catch as it tumbles end over end, and immediately California. He likes to surf. Can you imagine him 6'6" on the back of that board? Hands off to White, finds a seam, and then is overrun at the line of scrimmage. White, the man in the backfield. Play action. Wilson steps up and fires a bullet to the left. 4-man rush. Wilson steps to his left. Ball may have been deflected. It got through.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 20 on the defense.
Last year, now he's going both ways here tonight. Here's the handoff to White. Stutter steps and is knocked down and thrown for a... They are 4-5 on the year, 0-4 on the road. Here's the handoff to White. Skips, finds a seam, open 30. Foot race 20. John White with a burst all the way into the end zone. John White, who had 2 touchdowns on the ground and 1 through the air last weekend, scores. J-Don Mickens, Kevin Smith waiting. Nick Marsh will boot this one down into the end zone. Mickens will take it across the 15-yard line before he's a real difficult process for him to get back 100%, but he is there now, says Coach Kyle Whittingham. Drop pass. Well, 3 offensive linemen who were supposed to start this year out with injuries. They put it together beautifully here lately and doing large. First down for Washington. Price hands off, rolls, flushed out, hard rush, and throws it out of bounds. They'll hand off, skipping off right tackle is Sankey. Price in the shotgun. Steps up, has running room, won't take it, dumps it across the middle. Casey Williams makes the catch. Left here first quarter. Sankey's back in. 2-man backfield. Amosa will lead block right side, and Sankey's dragged down. 2nd and 7 now. Sankey works to the left side. Big catches last weekend and the win on the road. Price is back to throw. Flushed and knocked down from the backside. Getting in there was Nate.
Now the rush affects the pass.
Coons will punt. End over end taken by Henderson at the 15. And he is dragged down, and that's where Torrance, California, 5'8", 188, and quick. And can make some reads back there. Los Angeles know about wolves. That's why he's out there in the Wasatch Mountain Range. Here's Wilson. Throws to the man slanting across the middle. That was Matthews. On a 3rd and 4 for Utah. Flicks it near side to White. And he changed punting duties. Selwood is the long man. Hackett is the placement man. And Selwood bombs this one down here for 194 yards. He can win with him having less than a stellar performance, due in large part to it's going to be even better once the complete upgrade is done. Price gets steady in the pocket, zips a pass to mid. Washington record for tight ends, #1 in FPS among tight ends catching the football this year so far. This is Price again, going up top, has a target left side. His years at Prosser High School state record. Kellen Moore was the quarterback in high school at Prosser. Quick opener. Price, quick drop. Drops a pass over the middle. Grabbed by Sankey, bounces outside 20. Gets across for the first. Spokane, Washington gave a verbal agreement to Washington State. Changed his mind. Now is a Washington Husky in this board. 2nd and 7. Going left side and really. Price is back, throws near side, fades a pass in the end zone, caught by Cason Williams. Utah says he was juggling the ball. Indication is touchdown.
To Lele, and let's see if Williams gets the foot down. That's off. Just as beautiful as a pass was the catch by Williams.
He hit 2 of them against Cal. He's got 4 for the year. Short kick. Up.
Tight stadium, no track, 70,000 screaming people. It's going to be really fun.
It seems like it's just going to be everything that a coach could possibly dream of. Recruiting, and your team is playing extremely well, potentially clinching a 3rd straight bowl tonight.
Yeah, we're trying hard, and we're trying to do this, Yogi, on a real incremental basis.
6, 7, and 6, and going to bowls. The Holiday Bowl win against Nebraska. The win in the Alamo Bowl last, or the loss, I should say, against.
To stand, give the ball back to their offense.
Cody Bronze is back to receive this punt from Selwood down and around the 20. Seattle. Bishop Sankey on the ground. Stutter steps, works right side, slithers between 2 defenders last weekend. And some big plays in the second half for the win at Cal. Pressure applied. 250 and quick, as Adam says. Here comes Riley on the rush. Gets into the face of Price, who's got to throw it away. There was a fullback at BYU and a teammate of Sarkisian's at BYU. Really mixing it up here now. Washington will punt. Inches, let's see.
Kick catch interference, number 18 on the kicking team.
Near midfield, and Travis Wilson, the freshman quarterback, getting settled in. Hands off to John White. Comes to the near side. Wilson sets up on tiptoes, zips a pass across, complete. Across 5 interceptions on the year. Fakes the handoff to White. White chip blocks. Wilson looking long. This one to Anthony Denham. He's hauled down from behind. And 2nd and 10. 3 wides and a tight end for Utah. And they go up the middle to John. Intercepted. Timu flags on a play. Timu 30, run out of bounds to the far side.
Holding number 74 on the offense. That penalty is declined.
Need a complete game to beat the Utah Utes. Here's a pass to a tight end. Michael YU. Been there many, many years with Kyle Whittingham. Here's a handoff to Sankey. And he slashes through as well. Price hands off with a combination.
Key.
2nd and 10 now for Washington. Little delay handoff. Sankey is shoots Safarian Jenkins in motion off the near edge. Price is back, pumps, fires a bullet across the middle. Wide open is Minkins, makes the catch, tumbles down. From the 4, the handoff to Sankey. And he is also lined up as a fullback now. He is in the slot left side. They empty out the backfield, throw over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Looking across the line at Starlo to Lelea, Utah. Here he is, flushed out of the pocket. Price tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Keith Price, who has lost 5 fumbles over the last 5 games, on the board. And again, they kick to the up man of Utah, the hands team at the 30-yard line. Utah will secure it at school there in Los Angeles. And Steve was on the staff of Pete Carroll at USC. They knew about him. Here's White, quick burst. Out across to the 50-yard. Brenner, the left tackle. Vincent Jones, a junior. Wilson rolls out, finds a man right side. This is Luke Matt, 2nd and 6. The handoff is to White. Flags.
False start. 64 offense.
Washington Huskies.
Wilson pressured on the edge, eludes a rusher, throws it out of bounds. Andrew Hudson digs in up front for Washington. Wilson has the ball batted away. Bruns back to receive from Sean Selwood. Bruns will fair catch at his own 20-yard line. Sometimes schools get displaced for reasons of reconstruction of their Seahawks are home to take on the Jets. Price unloads. Safari Jenkins avoids a tackler and gets across the 19, a touchdown, 152 yards. Hand off to Sankey.
Offsides defense. That penalty will be accepted.
Utes are number 3 in the Pac-12 in total defense at 336 yards. They get after Price, who has the ball flutter out of his hands. Grounding is a flag on the play.
Intentional grounding, number 17 on the offense. He was out of the pocket, but the ball did not go beyond the line of scrimmage, and there was no eligible receiver in the area.
Yards per ball game. They'll give it to Sankey, cuts back, and gets across. Does quite well. Only 4 interceptions this year, but they are number 1 in the conference with 10 fumble recoveries. Here's the kickoff. And banging his way across the 30-yard line. Half for Utah. And the handoff comes to John White. They'll keep it on the ground, and he bangs across the line of Scott. Offensive coordinator dials up now for the Utah Utes. The throw right side. This one to Luke Matthews. Gets a couple of blocks there and is able to churn his way.
Run, holding number 72 on the offense.
They're 1 for 7 in third down situations. This is 2nd and 12. And the handoff comes to White, spins, gets to the second level, and just was. When he's over 100 yards, and he is tonight. Here's the handoff to White again, makes a hard cut, may have slipped, trying to one. Utah's going to go for it. Wilson hands off to White. It looked like the ball down. A little short. Washington stops you. Man jumped. Utah was off and across the line of scrimmage before the snap.
Offsides defense, number 92 in the new.
8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Wade. Price back to throw. Fires it far side. Complete. And out near a first. Casey Williams. Fakes the handoff. Drops back. Steps up. Fires a pass. Complete to the 10-yard line. 1 yards and a touchdown. He has not turned the football over. Back to pass. Got rid of it. Bangs a man wide open across the middle.
Completely unaccounted for. Yeah, you see that smile from Keith Price.
Utah's Charles Henderson wriggles.
His targets.
10 minutes left here in the third. Utah's got to get to work, trailing by 13. They start off with John White, shirted in 2010 after those injuries suffered his senior year of high school. John, last year, #1 in the United States. Wilson hands off to White. No, fakes the handoff. It gives to the up back, Reggie Dunn. Dunn comes to the. Dunn will take it right up the middle. And the handoff to Reggie Dunn. Grinds forward. Looks like. The handoff to John White. He's across for the first down. Off the field. 3 wides, 1 tight end for Travis Wilson going to work. looking for the bundle down the far side, making an over-the-shoulder attempt. 8 here. They got on top 8-0 on a White 46-yard burst. They throw a screen right side, complete for more. Up the field and run it. 18-yard pickup for the son of Flipper Anderson. Here's the handoff to John White. Right side has room. Busts across the 10 and into the end zone. So John White strikes again.
After Washington goes 21-1
to continue the drive, and then a 20-yard touchdown burst for White. His second touchdown of the evening. Washington's Kevin Smith. Huskies haven't hurt themselves. They've not turned it over. They've kept it on the ground. And the dependable Bishop Sankey working.
And we're going to get a hold.
Personal foul. Number 58 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal.
Losing streak and beat Utah in Salt Lake City. Here's the snap now. And Price fires. Price steps up, ran into his own man, and then is pulled down by Star Lotulelei. There
is the left guard, the guy who's trying to block him. And watches Star drives him back into Keith Price. Price trying to.
Third Utah sack for the evening. 3rd and 11. Price is back, has a man near side, Cody Bruns. But as soon as he caught it at the 20.
At the corner spot earlier this season has been outstanding.
Charles Henderson back to field. The punt is dislodged, ball loose. Washington over. We eliminate big plays, and we make 6 to 8 big plays of our own. Price trying to make something happen. Rolls out, hard rush, throws down the field, leaping to make the catch. Austin Safarian-Jenkins in
the trust that when he throws the ball up to his tight end and Cason Williams, that they're going to be able to get themselves open.
And in some big plays late in the game against Cal. Price back to throw, looking into the end zone, took a peek, and instead will throw it out of bounds. Things. 2nd and 10. Austin Safarian-Jenkins one-on-one. And boy, playing tomorrow at home. Here's Price with a handoff. This is Sankey, dispatched to the 1-yard line. They get to the line of scrimmage. Quick snap. Scoops it outside of Sankey, trying to win the edge. He will, and Sankey is into the end zone. Touchdown for 2 now. Direct snap to Price in the shotgun. Back to throw. Fires over the middle, and it's a terrific tackle. Brian catch shy, by the way, of tying Mark Bruner, the all-time number of catches by a tight end. Dunn along with John White in the backfield. They fake the handoff to Dunn, and they send Travis Wilson on his own up the. You need a little more in that category from him, but you can't quibble at all with the. Drez Anderson is the man in motion for the Utes. Wilson is back, zips a pass across the middle, and there he is. Washington is Cody Bruns, the senior on senior night here, the last home game for the Huskies. Bruns back, fair catch, out of action, move from the outside to the inside this year. Big hole up the middle. Here he comes, Sankey, first down and more to the 40-yard line before he is knocked out. On the night, 8:55 coming in. Here's the turn and the handoff. Sankey surveys the seam, bounces outside. That's tight end to play in a Husky uniform. Price turns, hands off.
7 points.
Price back to throw. Screens left side with it. Cason Williams across the 50. Fumble the football, recovered by Utah. First turn.
It's around midfield to make something happen.
25 fumbles forced. Here's White. Has to backtrack, and Washington gets on it. Here's times the Huskies were last weekend. Here's a direct snap now to Wilson. Flushed out of the pocket, on the run to his left, throws to the right. That was nearly picked off.
The Husky defense for years to come.
3rd and 12, bad snap. Wilson goes down and get it. And he's going to be rushed and brought down at the 40-yard line. 4th-year starter as well. You don't see that often. Tom Hackett is back to place this inside the 20. And he did exclusive video clips featuring your favorite school. Keith Price adjusts to his left, pump fakes, sprints out, going near sideline, and then throws it out of bounds. At risk here. We want you healthy for the year. And it paid off. He had 33 touchdown passes. Last year's sophomore year was just this one here in the 4th. Washington goes to work down a 3rd and 3. Trips to the right.
Delay a game. 17 offense.
2-by-2 formation. Price flushed out of the pocket on the run. He's going to pick up the first down and then dance out of bounds. He'll hand off to Sankey. Streaks diagonally toward the far sideline. Had 2 touchdowns against Cal last weekend. He'll take it left side, reverse, and try to go bring it back, but then is hit by ranked teams that were both in the top 10 at the time against Stanford and Oregon State. Here's Price back to throw, avoids the rush. Scrambles out to the right, has Starlo Tulele to beat, and does easily across the Huskies with possession. 1st and 5, and again they go to Sankey, and he just seems to get stronger as the game. First down for the Huskies. Price hands off to Sankey again and again. He gashes the deep. This is an 8-play drive now. Here's the handoff to Sankey, going right side this time. And Utah's got a big night for Utah. 4 wides now. Near side. Here he comes, rumbling. Avoids 2 tacklers. And Austin Seferian. Washington now 1st and 10 with 6:59 left in this one. And they'll continue to give it to Sankey. And this is Taylor and the man in motion. Price is flushed on the run, looks down the field and throws it in the vicinity of Tick. Keith Price drops back to pass, throws near side, leaping grab, diving out to get it was Austin Seferian. All time at Washington. Hard count draws Utah offside.
Defense by contact in the neutral zone, number 92.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. Here's the toss outside to Sankey. Cuts it inside.
They've run the ball extremely well.
Well, Steve Sarkisian said we haven't put together a complete game yet. Here is Sankey, nearly broke it for the touch. Not a bad combo at all. Here's Sankey again. He'll race into the end zone. Touchdown.
Season and doing it against a very good defense.
15, Sankey on that drive. 8 rushes of 39 yards and a touchdown to end the drive that took better than 8 minutes. And there's a big back on the field.
Trying to get that sack.
Wilson slings it down the field, and that was Wilson brought down. Wilson brought
away to tee off on the quarterback.
3rd and 15. Here they come in mass. Wilson eludes the rush. He'll get out on the open field, and he is upended at the cornerback. Back to throw. Wilson got smacked as he threw the ball and nothing. Washington goes to work, and again they go to Bishop Sankey. And he is pushed back.
39 yards. That's winning football, and that's something that Steve Sarkisian can really build on here.
Crucial moments in the second half. Felt like they had a chance to beat USC. Hold him score.
Steve Sarkisian talked about last week. He doesn't mind winning ugly. Well, you fast forward, you come here tonight. What do you think Barner's numbers would have been in that game?
Oh, I hate to imagine. Wilson back to throw, got thumped. The ball wobbling in the air, falls incomplete.
Washington deserves all the credit, but the turnovers, they were sloppy. They didn't take advantage of their opportunities.
Wilson back to throw, hard rush, and the young man is hauled down, and the ball gets free. And